And a jolly good morning to you from an absolutely beautiful morning here on the Black Sea coast of Bulgaria, specifically in the town of Nessebar. Now, if you've already watched one of my videos, I did a walk to Old Nessebar a few days ago. That should be already out there in the YouTube land. If not, subscribe and find my channel and you can have a look at that video too. However, today I will not be going to Old Nessebar. Been there, done that. Fantastic place, by the way. Well worthy of a visit, if not a little bit of a tourist trap maybe, but it's certainly beautiful and well worth a look. Today I'm going to take a walk from here in Nessebar, in the kind of new town part of it, if you like, down to Sunny Beach, which is a very well-known resort here on the Black Sea coast of Bulgaria. Many of you will have been, and decided to get up very early this morning. I woke to the sound of the cockerel and thought, well, it is pretty warm here at the moment, so thought I would get my walk in nice and early, and I'll conclude my walk at least with breakfast at probably in about an hour and a half to 2 hours time, which would be perfect for me. Be about 9 o'clock then. As I say, it's just gone 7 here, and it's absolutely gorgeous, but it is going to be a hot day later today, so my intentions are not walking around in the sun videoing things, well, not for long anyway. So let's go. As I say, we're just heading off around the back of the town really at the moment, and down towards Sunny Beach, and it is Sunny Beach is a big long stretch of resort, so I'll walk to round about the centre of it and find somewhere to eat there. I'd say it's about 24 degrees Celsius at the moment, and no breeze at all. Absolutely wonderful. Kind of in the centre really of the town of Nesebar, which is mostly residential, some accommodation, shops, all the usual sorts of stuff. Just taking a left turn now to head towards Sunny Beach. If I'd carried on in a straight line there, I would have come out at the little jetty, or big jetty really, that takes you across to Old Nessebar. As I said before, I think it probably was an island at one point, or connected by a bit of a sand spit maybe. Now you can drive vehicles across it. It's a proper jetty, so and a nice walk across, in fact. A lot of these gambling halls here, poker slots, I've noticed. Seems to be quite a thing here. So this morning I used my Go Jaunt app, which is rather specifically more for uploaded walks in the UK. It does work overseas for an A to B type walk in a similar way that Google Maps would work. It does, however, tend to find you some slightly more interesting routes, in this case through a housing estate. But we've made it out to the seafront here at what I would suggest is probably the end of Nesebar and the beginning of Sunny Beach. I'm just going to walk down to the front itself now just to see exactly where we are. And yeah, there's the kind of a water park there, and once I've got around the front I'll be able to see the Old Nessebar itself over to my right. Sunny Beach being all that over there, and I'm going to walk around about halfway down the length of it. It's quite interesting. Sign pointing in opposite directions, both towards beach north. The beach back in the other direction must be beach north as well. And coastal alley in this direction. That sounds pretty good. Gonna head that way. I do love the mornings in these seaside resorts, even the ones that can get very frenetic later in the day and at night time. Of course, if you go to the really busy, massively touristy resorts on the costas and places like that, at this time of day you'll probably be meeting people on their way home from a night out. It doesn't seem to be really the case here. I suspect that the nights out end slightly earlier here, and everyone that was on them is tucked up in bed still. But it's an absolutely wonderful time of day just to go out, take a nice walk before it gets too warm, and check out what's going on. Already there's a lot of people walking on the beach. There seems to be some exercise class going on down there as well. Again, perfect time of day for that. And yesterday it got into the mid-30s and was very, very, very hot during the middle of the day. Of course, and a bit of posing going on there on the rocks. Good time to do it as well with not too many people about, although I've just appeared to spoil their photo shoot, I dare say. But the sea's lovely here actually. It's very calm. Where there's areas where the waves tend to get a bit bigger, there's quite a few breakwaters just to calm it all down a bit, and it's fairly shallow when you walk in. In fact, here at Sunny Beach it's very shallow. I can just see someone out there a good 50 metres out, and it's the depth of the water's barely up to their knees, although as they're walking in they've suddenly gone deeper again. So yeah, but ideal for families with small children. They can happily play in the water without getting too submerged. And that's old Nessebar over there, looking splendid in the distance. It's probably about a 20-minute walk from here, maybe 30 if you go nice and slowly. There is a kind of a what would you call it, beach train that goes up and down resorts. You know, one of those kind of touristy train things that are pulled by a diesel vehicle that looks like a railway locomotive. You know, the sort of thing I mean. I did see something advertised as free. I'm not so sure that that's free, but it may well be. If so, then that's a pretty decent way of getting round to old Nessebar. Nice looking beachfront hotel or apartment there. So it's probably a hotel. Can't see a name of it from here. And the massage stall is not up and running yet. I don't know about you, but massages on beaches always I've always got that feeling there's going to be a little bit too much sand lurking about for that to be a good thing. I don't know how they get all those little grains off you that kind of just blow on and stick to your skin, especially if you've got sun cream on or anything like that. I don't know. I sort of always feel like a massage needs to commence fairly soon after going in the swimming pool or sauna, and there's no debris on your body. Let's put it like that. No debris. I'm surprised at how many are at. It's just gone about 7:30 now, maybe 7:45, and loads of people down here getting some exercise. Although, of course, this is the time to do it. It will be probably too warm later on, certainly for running around and doing anything other than sitting there and watching the world go by. Bit of an effort been made to straighten out the sand. I think it's one of those, it's not really that as such, is it? It's one of those kind of rakes that picks up any bits of rubbish that have found their way in there, cigarette butts, things like that. So there's the usual array of water sports stuff, some jet skis and parasail trips available from there. And what's this? We'll have to go over and have a look, I think. It's kind of a temporary, like, semi-temporary at least. Oh, nearly fell in the sea. Semi-temporary sort of arrangement. Looks like a stage inside there, so maybe it's a nightclub or something. Deck chairs on the outside. Beach is a bit steeper just here. Had to come up on the soft sand. I've got the right shoes for getting wet. Looks like it's still being set up or for the summer. Looks like somewhere where they can have music playing and stuff like that. Very interesting. So we're just heading towards what's probably the main part of Sunny Beach. Just to my left there is the bit that appears to be the nudist beach section. Seems to be quite a big thing here. No problem with that. Just obviously I'm not going to be poking my camera in that general direction. But once you get along here a bit, I'm sure it'll go back to normal, or I shouldn't say that, should I? Normal. Abnormally modestly dressed people. Nothing abnormal about nudist sunbathing, other than YouTube probably wouldn't like it very much if it appeared on my pictures. Anyway, moving on swiftly. The main part of the resort seems to be ahead there with some fairly large-ish apartments and hotels, and hopefully once I get down there, a few beach bars that will be serving breakfast. It's still quite early. Absolutely glorious morning, sun shining straight in. We're obviously pointing towards the east, so east is just over there, and then you're going to get the sun all day long, right the way until the end of the day. Probably why it was named Sunny Beach. I'm just going to take a little wander off the beach now up towards the casino there, and take a little walk along the, well, I'm hoping some kind of promenade or walkway along there. Have a little look what's happening. I can see a Ferris wheel over there in the distance. So yeah, I'm just going to take the back street, so to speak, through the centre of Sunny Beach Resort, and finish up on the beach down there fairly shortly actually. I'm certainly not going to walk the entire length of Sunny Beach, which seems to go on for miles and miles and miles. One can only assume it's just more of the same. It's certainly a very long, nice beach. There's no point in anyone all crunching up together in one part of it. And that's certainly what's happened here. As in, people haven't done that. All these little changing rooms on the beach. You can maintain a certain level of modesty while you get your clothes back on after going for a swim. See a lot of these machines with pink date on them. What's that all about? I don't know what happens there. I've not seen anyone putting any money in it. Presumably the bears in there start to dance about. There's a kind of a small fun fair just here. The main part of it being the Ferris wheel, of course. A bit early for anything like that to be actually open and operating. In fact, all these stalls are still closed now. I'm sure that's something that's a afternoon and evening thing. Just seen my first sign for McDonald's, so you know you're getting into the centre of the big resort when you start seeing McDonald's. I dare say I'll come across Burger King and KFC before too long, and I shall be avoiding those. Yeah, it just seems to me a bit of a place to bring the kids when they've had enough of running around on the beach. A few bars, cafes, Hotel Pomori Sun, 3-star hotel. Looks quite nice. Bit of an England flag being hung off the balcony there. Maybe that's what you do here. I've seen a few Bulgarian ones, of course, back down there a bit, but I would expect that, as this is actually Bulgaria. English breakfast. Oh, there you go. Seems at this particular part of the beach, it's even too early for breakfast. Say sex shop, I think it may do. Oh, there's McDonald's. First class premium tattoo shop. I think some of these stalls are just starting to open up now for the early morning wanderer such as myself. Not too many people about yet though. Right, so certainly into the centre of the resort here now, with the usual array of shops, some essential, some not so essential, and prices to match the fact that we're right in the centre of a resort. One of my priorities this morning now will be to find somewhere nice to sit down, have a bit of a breakfast, some coffee, and then finish up this video afterwards, and before it starts to get too warm. Now then, which way shall I go? Seems to be the bus station down here. So yesterday I made a couple of purchases using my Chase card, and I was getting at least 0.1 of a lev more using my card than that exchange rate there at the Bureau de Change. It's not unusual. Obviously, if you draw cash out as well from some of these Euronet machines, you're going to get a very, very poor rate. But it's worth shopping about. Sometimes these guys on the street are offering a decent rate, but always beware when it starts saying things, shows a very good rate, doesn't mention commission, or indeed sometimes actually says no commission, to then find out you get charged a commission and they say, oh yeah, that's based on you exchanging $500 or something like that, which generally speaking most people wouldn't be changing that much in one go. So you do have to be a little bit careful, and sometimes the better rates are based on you changing large sums as well, so just be careful with that. But my personal recommendation would be to just get yourself enough to buy the basics when you first get here, for small purchases and so on. Most places take a card, and if you use something like the Chase card, where you get the near perfect rate, then and no fees for using it, that's generally speaking the best way of going these days. Who remembers travellers checks? Wow, yeah, I remember taking my wad of English pound travellers checks to places like Greece and finding Bureau de Change, or nearly anyone changed them. You could go in a restaurant and use a traveller's check back in those days, and they'll give you your change in Greek drachma, for example, or Spanish pesetas. It was like the Wild West of foreign currency exchange, and I'm sure I got pretty poor rates at times as well. But hey, when you're young and excitable youth, those sort of things don't seem to matter quite the same. So, what can we say about Sunny Beach? It's got everything your average holiday maker would want, and a little bit, let's say a little bit tatty in places, but on the whole, it's quite nice. There are slightly better areas than others. I think it can get a bit tasty here in the very height of the season. At night, a lot of bars and clubs. Things like the price of alcohol, I've noticed, is relatively cheap here. I wouldn't say Bulgaria was a cheap country anymore to come to, but certainly things like beer. I've seen some signs advertised at, I suppose, around about the £2 per pint mark, €4. That's somewhat less than you would pay in a lot of places. €4, did I just say? €2 or less. Again, sometimes these prices are slightly misleading. Again, that's only between 5 and 6 in the evening or something like that. But yeah, on the whole, not too bad. Hire electric scooter there. That'll be what's that? £7.50 for 15 minutes. That sounds like a lot. Is that a lot? That sounds like a lot to me. I'd expect to hire it for the entire day for that. It's one of the hotel brands that you get a lot of in Spain, Melilla. Sunny Beach. Maybe have a problem of people just wandering in using their facilities when they're not supposed to, as they seem to have a turnstile arrangement there for registered hotel guests only. Yeah, an actual turnstile to get in the hotel. That kind of tells you something, doesn't it? Either they don't want to employ somebody to stand there, or they've got an issue with people just wandering on in, using the toilets and swimming pool or whatever else in there. But Sentido Neptune Beach over there. Doesn't appear to have turnstiles to get in it. Got a feeling this funfair is not ready for full operation yet, as the Ferris wheel doesn't appear to have any little carts in it yet, unless it's been taken down. But I would have thought it was going to be just been set up now, ready for the peak season. The more non-traditional type bars. Oh, there we go. There's your Irish pub, and a place that's almost certainly guaranteed to get you some draft Guinness. Excuse me, losing my one pint. Let's see what the price is for a pint of Guinness, because that can vary massively from places to places around the world. Oh, it doesn't say. There you go. No prices up there. However, it's got the prices for shots, 10 after shocks, 40 lev, that's £20, £2 for a shot. Funnily enough, the beers don't seem to have prices next to them. Don't know why that would be. Maybe the price changes every day and they price it up accordingly. I can only assume this place gets extremely busy later on in the day. It's just starting to wake up now, one or two of these stalls beginning to open up. And a few nice interesting aromas beginning to waft around as they get their ovens going. Nightclub. Valhalla nightclub. I have to say, this just goes on and on and on. It really is a long stretch of outlets and places to eat and drink. Plenty of choice. Prices on the whole don't seem too bad, where prices are actually posted. But in a lot of cases, they're just not posted at all. So I am always a little bit sceptical of that kind of thing. I know that prices can fluctuate due to the variation of the currencies and so on, but even so, that's one thing I cannot stand for breakfast, and that's pancakes. I cannot imagine who would want to eat a pancake at breakfast time. Especially those big, thick, fluffy ones like they tend to have in America. Hey, up there we go, another McDonald's and a Burger King. Yeah, we're right smack bang now in the middle of the resort. A few doner kebab shops already open. There's a tiny bit early for me for a doner kebab. And then the bar central and restaurant open 24 hours a day. We never close. And it is in fact open. Tribute show. Queen tribute show. A lot of people advertising football matches to watch as well. And some erotic bars. We have hit the centre of town now, yeah, another one. Erotic show. Underground dance club. This is the heart of it all. This is where it happens at night time. If you want to have a wild and wonderful time here on Sunny Beach. This is where you need to head to in the evening. I can imagine it gets quite lively down here. It looks like plenty of stuff goes down. I certainly shan't be back at night time to witness any of that. Not really my scene, not anymore anyway. Oh, KFC, there we go, bingo, at the big three, all in one street. Right, so from a beautiful morning here in Sunny Beach, Bulgaria, thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's give you a little taster of what the resort is about. Obviously this is height of touristiness just here. It leads out behind me onto a really nice beach, and as you walk back towards Nessebar, it gets a lot quieter, a lot more space for you on the beach, and some peace and quiet. It even gets to the point where wearing of no clothes is the done thing there. So that's all good stuff if that's what you want to try out. I was going to run me over then. And yeah, that's where you'd get a taxi, I reckon. That sign says it all. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video or want to see some other similar ones, then please click the like button and press subscribe, and check out some of my other wander around videos from here, there and just about everywhere. So from Sunny Beach, Bulgaria, thanks for watching. Cheers, see you again, bye now.